Right guys, we're back. Here we are, pile of megaphones, all nice works Honda stuff. And if you look at the end, they've all got the reverse cones on. So as you can see, from inside and the outside, I've just put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done that round them all. Some bits, they still need a bit of tapping down there where it's missing a tack. But pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides of it. So stick about 8 tacks round. You know, like one there close to the top, one there. Opposite, do the same on opposite side. This bit here still needs a bit of beating together. So that gap there is just a little bit too big to stick a tack on. So I just need to tap that edge over so that they meet up. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to weld round them all. Bike's now missing all its pipes. It looks bare and empty. Not its pipes, just missing its megas. It's got its pipes still on. Looking good. What can I tell you? Nothing can tell you. I'm just literally, let's set camera up. Let's set camera up, let's get one of these out. Doing some dodgy welding today because it's flipping red hot in the workshop. We're about to have an heat wave, aren't we? Which in England means it's gone above 20. Set that up there. I'm just doing it in my t-shirt. I've tacked it in my t-shirt. I know I should put a jumper on and some gloves on and all that stuff, but we're not. We're risking it because it's warm. That one's got 8 tacks on. That's probably all right. That one's all right. Where is that one? It's this one here. This one's not got as many tacks on. So what I do, is just tack it, then bring the edges together, and then I can pretty much put another tack in between all them tacks just before I weld it. But I just need to get it to come together a little bit first. And you can't do that just by fighting. You just do that. Just tap that edge over on the edge of that bar. That brings them both together. That one, the core needs to come down. On that other one, the body needed to roll over. On this bit, the core needs a little bit of roll over. And you're basically tapping something that's about as wide as the weld. So that when you come to weld it, the bit that's tapped over is hidden by the weld, isn't it? Now, I've had a big problem with these. Big problem is because this is a mint job. This is super high end. I want them to be super high end, but then every time you look in the book, Honda didn't make these super high end at all. They've just whipped them out. They're scruffy as. The weld round here, scruffy as. Seamed, scruffy as. The dints that they put in them, scruffy as. Just all of it scruffy. Because they just wanted to race them, didn't they? They just whacked out a set of pipes. Which gives me a lot of leeway. I'm going to try and make it really neat because it will look nice. But it won't be neat. It's not going to be one of them where they put it on a positioner and you just go and you get a perfect weld. It'll be a little bit scruffy. But like I say, it just gives me a little bit neat. They'll be better than the Honda ones, I think. They'll be neater than the Honda ones, but they're still going to be scruffy. That's one of my skills, is I can replicate vintage stuff, which is a little bit scruffy. Basically, I just do that by you do it same because you're doing it by hand. You're tapping that edge over. They're not perfectly round. They're not meeting together perfectly. I'm just going to fill it up, and we're just going to put the weld on, leave it on. So it wants to look a bit scruffy. If that looked too neat, it's not going to look right. It's not going to look like a Honda. So they want to look a little bit scruffy, but not like I did it with a stick welder or something. Oh. So that you could hear me, I've turned it all off, haven't I went to do a tack before without the mask on, and I thought it'd be really good, wouldn't it, if you could just weld with your eyes instead of wearing this stupid helmet. I think I'll be half ready to just weld this one up, I think. You might have seen from this, I've got big problems with the high frequency on this, and I'm having to like scratch start, which then means sometimes it flipping sticks to it. I might try and whip out my dad's welder from the 90s. We've got a big welder down there, and it's not an inverter, transformer style welder. And I think it might run smoother, even though inverters are supposed to run smooth. And I think the high frequency might work a little bit better. What's that, a 160 TIG? To be honest with you, I don't know. I might try and save up and buy another little TIG welder. It's got a big wind-up handle on it, and it to change the amps. It's what I learnt with, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, this one gets me nuts in a bit. Winds me up and it won't start. Right. Let's have a look. I've grind the angle on to them flanges, and I don't know, because I thought, well, I need to get into there to weld it. And I actually know on the, same again on the actual pictures, that is a scruffy bit, that bit at the top. So you've got to fill a bit of an hole. Yeah, we're going really low amps. Use this really thin wire. So we can have a fair bit of filler, but it not be raised up. I think it'll look exactly like an Honda one. Just welding up the triangles. It's not a triangle, the angled flange, so when you grind through it, it opens it up. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's almost like I've dreamt of doing these before, like that, to be honest with you. This is, I'd say, when you come from a family of exhaust makers and a family of motorbike racers and stuff, this is creme a la de creme, innit? It's the best of the best, this Honda Six, and then copying Honda Works exhaust. You just can't get much better than that, can you? You see, they've got their little chamfers on there, they're welded up nicely, little scruffy weld. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can, can't you? A little scruffy weld. It's neat, but it's scruffy. Just lovely, just lovely. Still kept its fair round as well. It's round enough, so that's round enough for an Honda. Like, they're definitely all egged on an Honda, so it's because they've made them the same way, because they made them by hand. Right, so we're going to repeat that again now 6 times. When I come back, I'll have 6 of these. Speak to you again soon. Right guys, welcome back to Raysons. We're back on with the Honda Six. It's bracket day. Let's spin it around because I can't see what you can see on that video. We're doing it on phone camera, so I'm not doing all that selfie mode. Yeah, we're on the brackets, like I said. Brackets are all on. They're not on, as in I've not welded them, but they're all made. So that's one bracket down the back there. You see how it drops down like that over there? That's another bracket, all very Honda. I've copied all these off the out of that book. I've got that down there. I've asked the customer wherever I can stick Raysons on that bottom one. You'll barely be able to see it, but it looks nice, doesn't it? So it'll look like that. So what I need to do now is start tacking all these on. See, I've got this one here, and that bar will only go just enough through. So I pulled it out so it'll fit this mount, so there's not enough on the other side now. So I need to do this one first, and then I can slide that bar through and do the one on the other side. So that's going to be my plan for now. But that's how she's looking. All finished, all welded up. I've made all these little saddle brackets for them. I've basically had to figure out where they go. They fit underneath every bracket. And then draw around them with a marker pen. Take all pipes off. Braze them all in place. There's one on there to take that one. There's one below it to take that back bracket. Let's see, you've got them two on the front. Repeat that all the way over. There's been one little problem. And I thought I've TIG brazed these on, and I thought by TIG brazing them I'll put less heat in it, less distortion. But when you go around the back, them circles were all perfect circles. Like the best I've ever done before I welded them brackets on. And now like that middle one there is egged. It sticks too far out that way and it's flattened in that way, so I'm going to have to take them off and knock them all back into round. Same on that side. That one's just gone like massive finger there, big egg there, big flat there. They're not too far out, so that one still looks nearly round. But yeah, I've got all them problems to do, so I've got to tack all these brackets on, take them all off, weld round them all, knock all these back round, sort this bracket out here. I can only do that when that bar comes through. That's how she's looking. She's looking really good. Looking really, really good. All the fronts are finished. Joints finished. Saddle brackets. Just need to suss out how I'm going to tack all these on. Oh, first job. Take them all off. Braze them nuts to the back. So even they're the same as a Japanese bike. You just get a square nut like from a hardware store. Grind all edges off. Bit of braze across the top there, bit of braze across the bottom. Bosh, done, held in place. That's exactly the same as them Hondas. And that's how she's looking sweet. So I'll try and set the camera up, or we'll come back when it's finished. Right guys, come back. Wow. That was difficult. I'm looking at it thinking, wow, that was difficult. Have a look at the bike. I've took back wheel out. Because that's the only way you can get to some of these brackets. And if you look in the book, there is actually some pictures of just the engine and the pipes on their own. So it will give you a good idea of what that should look like on the back when the wheel's not there. There's some sly little brackets that are halfway down the pipe that you can only just see in the book. I picked up on it, I noticed it on the outside and thought, I wonder what that is. So then I investigated, and you can just see this nice little curved bracket on the back. If I spin the camera around, we'll have a look at it. All these pipes are now tacked on. I can't get them off because you might be able to see that. The stand, I've been using the stand as a spacer to get everything all nice and lined up. So everything's butted up against the stand on either side. And now I put the brackets on. There's no wiggle room to get them off. So I'm going to have to slacken them all off on the front, slacken them all off on the back, take all the nuts and bolts out of the back, I think, slacken them all off on the front, and then just try and wiggle them all loose and down, probably, to get them off. And then we can put them on the bench, and I can just braze round them all, tap them back round, and they're done. So we'll spin camera around, we'll have a look. Right, look at this beauty. Oh, looks so factory without a back wheeling. I've seen so many pictures of these bikes, and that is one of them. Let's have a look. Let's get the book out. This is the Holy Grail. I think Alan Millyard built everything off this book. I remember I've watched some of his videos while I've been doing this, and there's a picture, that picture there. He's drawn over that with biro to work out all the angles and the scale. So you scale it up off the wheel rims normally. You know what a wheel rim is, like 19 inch, aren't they, or 18 inch, or we won't have a look at that. But you get what I mean. That'll be an 18 inch wheel, say, and then you just scale everything up off that wheel rim. It's the back we want to get to. Let's get to the back pages. I'll just show you, there's just an engine on its own, and I've seen it so many times, because if you're an exhaust guy, then this is what you look at in it. This is the pinnacle of exhaust pipes. It's a works Honda. So as I've always said, that's a Valentino Rossi bike, in it, of the day, a full-blown MotoGP bike. There we go, just an engine on a stand. See that, with that little bracket at the back there. I'll try and find the curvy one. The curvy one's on this next photo down. That bracket, how it goes up, and then it's got that curve in it there. And then you've got this one here, the tall one with 3 holes in it. That's what I've just been welding on. I've been welding on that wiggly one. And the only way I could get right down to the bottom here to tack it was to set the back wheel out. So let's go and have a look what we've got here. I've tacked this front bracket on either side. Bit of braze there, bit of braze there to tack that in place. Coming up, that's the curved bracket. Just see it dropping down the back there. Got this nice bracket on the front, all tacked up. Nice. This one on the top, tacked up. Look on the other side. That's the tall back bracket with the 2 holes. And then down there, that's the curvy bracket. Just bring you around this side to have a look at that. And basically, you're looking at it from there, aren't you, in that butt? Because there's no swing arm in it neither. So that's been really hard to fabricate, to work out, to calculate, to start off with. Dropping piece of paper and cardboard down the back of the exhaust pipes. I basically designed that from there, dropping bits of cardboard down. And then I've drawn it up, sent it to laser cutters, got it back, welded these long edges, bent the middle piece up, welded them long edges on it, dropped it down, trimmed it up, got it all worked out. You see there's a gap over there, and that's going to need a bit of brazing on it to sort that out. That's some of the problems I've had. But yeah, it's tacked on. Tacked in that corner, tacked in that corner, tacked in that corner. This top bracket's tacked on. Yeah, what a nightmare. I've just spoke to a guy on the phone. I said, I've spent 2 days on this, but I bet I've spent longer than that. It's a 3-day job, at least. Just making these brackets look fantastic. Look at the brazing on the back of that one. Lovely, absolutely. Some of the brazing's been a bit shit because the metal's still tarnished in it. It'll weld really nice to this bit of blue over here, but the further you get down here, there's a lot of flake. You see that flakiness that's coming off? That mixes in, so I've got a nice braze on that side, and this one's a bit cruddy. I thought it'd work everywhere because it worked nice up this end. Thought I'll give it a try on that side, and it didn't work out as well. But I've done it now, and I committed to it. I decided that's what I was going to do and commit to it. So yeah, now a case of whipping it all off. My biggest problem is, like I say, so I undo this front bit here, undo them 2 bolts, take this bolt out. That's just a pin out of an engine or something, just like my loose bolt box. Then I undo this one to undo it, and I can't pull it off. This bit needs to come off that other bracket, doesn't it? It needs to come this way towards the bottom, and I can't pull it that way because it's butted up against this flipping rest here. I just tried getting the one off on the other side and it won't come off. So now I need to undo it all, take it all off, braze round all them little bits that I've tacked on, put it all back together, and I'll show you again when we're finished. I'm going to say tap them ends round. Let's see where we are. Tap them ends round, get it all looking nice, put it back on. The customer does want me to put some dints in for the foot pegs, but I've got no foot pegs. So I'd rather, now I've gone to the nth degree of making this look exactly like a works bike, I'd rather have the foot peg here, the gear changer and the brake lever on the other side. That's what I need, just to know where they touch on the pipes, and then I can just warm it up, maybe grind the seam off, warm it up, hammer it down. It'll look exactly like it will in the book, or that fitted to a Yamaha engine. It's as close as you're going to get it, innit? But yeah, no levers, so I'm just leaving that for a minute. It's a conversation to have. It's late, so I don't really want to talk to the guy yet. I spoke to him yesterday, asking me if I could put my name on it, but I don't really want to be asking him again about the levers. The next time I want to communicate with him, it'll be at the end of the day, in an hour and a half. I've got an hour and a half to finish this off, and just say it's finished. What do you want me to do about them dints? So that's the plan. I'm going to whip it all off. Sorry I didn't show you any of it, but I just started tacking away, and I just thought, right, I'm carrying on, I'm pulling this wheel out, I'm carrying on, just tack, 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 tack. And a bit same now when I weld it, I'm just going to throw them all on bench, weld round them, get it done, put it on bike. I might show you putting it back on. Right, I'll be back.